And what I mean by double, motherfucker! Why didn't Garp save Ace? I've always wondered that when watching One Piece, reading One Piece, why didn't he save Ace? That was someone that he pretty much raised, gave Dadan to raise. He knew Gold D. Roger. He was pretty much friends and rivals with Ace's father, so much so that he was entrusted with this child, so much so that this child was brothers with Luffy, who is his grandson. Why didn't Garp save Ace? And does it have something to do with God Valley 40 years ago? The more I watch and the more I read One Piece, the more I tend to double down on certain things. The more I double down on things, the more I just tend to just overthink things. But if this is the case, if Garp is allowed to put his hands on an elder, on one of the Gorosei members, on Emu, someone who we don't even know, this entity of a person, we don't even know if this is a person, what is Emu? We do not know. But Garp was able to not only lay hands, but to just be disrespectfully him. He was able to do whatever he wanted when he wanted. He sided with pirates. Garp was the only Marine who was even willing to help out Rocks, Roger, Whitebeard, Kaido, Big Mom. For the sake of what? Why not? For the sake of ignorance? For the sake of I don't like them? So why is Garp still able to be here? Still able to be in the Marines? It can't be just as simple. I'm just going to say no to Admiral. I'm going to say no to being a fleet admiral. I'm going to say no to all of this. Why is Garp allowed to move the way he is able to move inside the world government? You could go as far as to say, you know what? Rather have him on our side than on the other side, because if he on the other side, I don't know, because, man, Kaido and Big Mom, they scared. It could be that. And that's easy. It's easy to say that. But I feel like it's a lot more. Rather than just, we want him on our side through thick and thin, regardless. You put your hands on Emu. So much so that Emu's not even paying attention to you, sure, but you still did that. You had the audacity to do that, knowing who that is. One of the highest, the highest form of the government from general public knowledge. But you went above that and put your hands on Emu, the highest form of the government, the world government. Is this why you couldn't save Ace? Is this why you allowed yourself to get captured? Not necessarily allowed. I won't say that. I mean, Kuzan got him. But you got captured by Blackbeard because you attempted and succeeded in rescuing Kobe? Does it have something to do with Sword? Do you realize that the threat of the world is the world government itself, aka MU? What did you notice? What did you see? What was the realization of God's Valley and the incident that was beholden for you to just, okay, how are you even still allowed to even be there? Straight like that. How? I personally don't get it. But at the same time, I understand it because this is Garp. This is somebody who is clearly a legendary figure. So yes, I'd rather Garp be in the Marines than on the side of the pirates, to do with less over there and more over here, as opposed to just maybe Garp has some type of pull. Maybe Garp knows that I have to play my part because there's a bigger part to be played later on. What if Goldie Roger told Garp, I know what the One Piece is, bro. I do. And I'm going to tell you what the One Piece is. What if that was the reason he couldn't save Ace? Because he didn't want to abandon his ability and his responsibility with Sword, as opposed to just flashing out and fleeking out over the fact that Ace is gonna get captured and die. There's so many just thoughts running through my head. What could it be? When did he even make Sword? When was he even a part of Sword? All those things are running through my head. You guys let me know what you guys think about the video, and until then,